Good evening, good morning. Where should you be? What you should be doing? Thank you, years. It's not a fully formed idea. That was my excuse. I think a couple more days, mulling it over. I'll have it done by the weekend. What are we making of Paul Mumford's music? Let me know in the chat. Out of 10, 1 jank, 10 loving it. Hello, Mark. Hello, Campervan. Alright, Marzipan. Hello, Jess. If you all want me to get to work, I'll do it, but you don't get me working and the stream. Hello, Epic. 10 out of 10 for Mumford, not Jared's cup of tea. R Pal 7.5. Hello, Steve. Alright, Emma. Gaffney loves it. There's a wicked solo coming up as well. If this is your cup of tea, you'll love the solo. Here we go, listen to that. Hello, Philip. Yeah, nice, mate. I replied to your email earlier today. Not sure it was very informative, but nice one. Glenn likes it. Hello, Martin. All right, Nicola. Hope you're doing all right. Manny Moo's on the firm. Illuminatus told me he was writing. So not only am I not writing, me streaming has caused him not writing. And if you dare tell me you're writing while you're listening, yeah, I've tried that. yeah, no doubt you have too. Don't turn out too good, does it? Hello, Dennis. Loads of OG scrubs in the house tonight. You alright, Rags? Good to talk to you earlier, Rags. Hello, Kath. Steve likes it. Listen to that. Yeah. Mumford plays all the instruments on it and sings and writes the songs. Well, you know what my novels, you know, yeah, I know this one very well. Hello, Brian. Oh, that's a damn shame. Andrew, nice to see you, mate. Our pals on the firm. Hope you're alright, son. Ben's enjoying it. The tongue is here. Hello, mate. There you are. We'll knock it on the head there. That was Paul Mumford. I'll put the link to that album in the chat right now. It's a good album, man. He's my best mate, so I'm biased, but usually biased against him. But seeing as he's not here, I'll admit that it's absolutely wunderbar. Anyway, right, that's that. That's got to go. Hello. So I'm not writing a true story. Most of my stuff, I tend to describe my writing as autobiographical fiction. Sort of, I mean, those of you who've read my Substack, what? You don't know what a Substack is? I'll tell you what, I'll put a link in the chat and you subscribe to that for free and you get 2 stories a month straight to your inbox. Oh, Mrs. Oh, internet problems. There you go. So I'm going to close that because that's probably taking up a bit of bandwidth. Good Lord, I've got about 50 tabs open. That won't be helping. Yeah, so sign up to that. Oh, sorry to hear that, Steve. You want to go and get yourself a quarter of cocaine. by which I mean don't do that. So there you go. Oh, yeah. You see those numbers though, Phil? I was talking to Illuminatus about them the other day. It's cracking, isn't it? Absolutely cracking. Steady on Marzipan. I joke about it, but it terrifies me. Yeah, it was suggested, but then my Michael, it was suggested, but then whereas my link is currently, as I put in the chat, but this is just to show you. Hello, Ted. Whereas my link is currently chrisdangerfield.substack.com, it would have been scrubstack.substack.com, and I can hardly say that. So, you know, I don't know about that. Nice to see you, Ted. Right, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Let's get the grifter for Dangerfield on. Super chats are working. I will just sort out the entropy. Entropy messages do get put on the screen, so there's no... You get your glory. You get your glory even with a entropy. It's a little workaround, but frick! I've pressed the wrong button. Frick! As if that's like the second time I've ever said that in the world. The world? What? A geographic? You can't measure time by geography. If anyone in the chat can tell me how you could measure, I suppose you can. I suppose, like, what's that very famous fossil collection? Anyone? Carbon dating. No, that's not what I'm thinking of. I went to a liberal art college for 7 years. I didn't learn anything. Well, I did. How to soften up the ladies and kill myself on drugs. But yeah, I think you can measure time by geography. You know, tectonic plates, angular drift. Help me out. The House of Lords. There you go. Quantum fields. Well, of course, Einstein's space-time. The Rolling Stones is another good. Now you're just mentioning old people. I suppose they gather moss, don't they? Hello, John. Nice to see you. These are nice numbers. It's quite weird because, you know, when you're doing 2 a day, people know they're there. When I'm just randomizing them, you know, someone's got to just see a link that they've got. That means they've got to be looking at their phone or something, and they might not me. They might not me. That is what I meant to say, but I didn't mean to use those words. But it means the same. Baz, what are you making of it? Is it your cup of tea, or did you just sign up to help me out? Because signing up without reading them, I'd prefer you to read them, but signing up still helps me because it helps me with algorithms and things. There you go. Yeah, but how are they geographical? I think we'll leave this alone. I remember on an acid trip once, we were walking back from the Weirdos Ball, me and Paul Mumford, actually. It was in one of the stories recently on the Substack. You don't know what Substack? No, I won't do it again. And it was raining, and I said to him, we got into a conversation about rain on acid. And I said to him about when rain isn't geographical. And we got right into it, and of course, I didn't have a clue what I was talking about because I was tripping, and it still takes a piss out of me these days. The fuck is that? When rain isn't geographical. And then we got home, and our tutor, because we were both teachers' pets at that art college, he let us stay in his house. And so we both jumped in his double bed, put Bitches Brew vinyl on. If you don't know Bitches Brew well, basically it's Weather Report and the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Before they both existed, they came out of the album Bitches Brew. Miles Davis got together all the top musicians, in his opinion, top musicians, from the time to record this seminal album, Bitches Brew. And out of that album, because these musicians were working together, you got 70s funk jazzers, but not jazz funk. That's a disgusting genre, but sort of funk jazzers. And the incredible Mahavishnu Orchestra of John McLaughlin and Billy Cobham et al. Incredible music, absolutely incredible. So I'm going to ask you, Baz, is that my Substack? 8 million or something. People who are subscribed and who are reading, are you enjoying them? Are you enjoying my short stories? Because my novel is like those, but tons of it. You know, just loads and loads of words, and the meaning to word ratio, I think, might be a bit out. That's all right, Nicola. I'm aware that you have other things on the go at the moment, and I think that's important that you know, I don't think you want to be getting that kind of information onto a newborn's ears. Emma's loving them. Thank you. Andrew, I'll put the link in the description. Go and sign up and you'll find out. You'll get 2 free stories a month. Philip's finding them very funny. Mr. Paul read The Porno Bag in the Bush. Great read. Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? I knew that would be a funny one because everyone can identify with it. We all found a bag of porn mags in the woods. Rag says everything was cosmic. I don't know. Gaffney's the same. That's all right. Marzipan, unsurprisingly, says Bitch's Brew is his least. I wouldn't have you as a Bitch's Brew fan. Were you tripping and one of your mates put it on and sent you to hell? Our pal hasn't read any of them either. Good Lord, Philip's enjoying them. Oh, nice one, Epic X. That's lovely. That's really, really lovely. Years loves it but can't read. Well, don't worry, I can't write. I know, Andrew. We played a game. Good Lord. Don't worry, Della. No apologies necessary. They're there. Meganesia Shan is on the firm. Hello, Meganesia. Hello, Fionn. I did say that. Miles Davis. Well, to say he wrote it, you know, he sort of introduced themes and it's largely improvised around that. But they did actually do some looping bass lines, you know, in post-production. They looped some bass lines and all that. Oh, yeah, you got to be careful what information you imbibe while you're tripping. What, the bag of porn mags in the woods? Yeah, it's a good one. Well, I like to think they're all good. Yeah, that's right. And inside though, weirdly inside. Tripping and coke. Good Lord. No. Tripping and cocaine and Bitch's Brew. I mean, you can take 2 of them out, but Tripping and Bitch's Brew, wonderful. Tripping and that's it. Cocaine's horrible. It's a disgrace. It's disgusting. Emma G wants to know if 42's here yet. Poison Donkey Rides was a fun read. Yeah. It's laugh a minute, that one, wasn't it? But I'm glad you're reading it, Baz. Means a lot to me. Bit of TV white noise. Yeah, for sure. You stare at it long enough, you'll see an ABBA concert. There's not much that you want to mix with LSD, really. A couple of beers, it usually goes down all right. Smoking weed's all right if you want more and it's on its tailing out. But probably best not to do too much of that stuff, to be honest. 42 is in here. It would appear that Emma gave him an heads up. No, I love it. I think it's fantastic. Ecstasy and shrooms at the Mardi Gras and topless ladies. Yeah, one day I'll tell you the story of when I went to a brass on acid. Yeah, don't do that one. No, you didn't. You done what your life. You done what happened in your life. You lived. You lived your life, Jared. You haven't missed out on anything. You know, you are who you are, and you've done what you've done. Because if you think like that, there's other people who went crab fishing in high seas. There's someone else who was a gold medalist ice skater. Someone else was an ice hockey player. I don't know why there was two eyes. Probably all his talk of drugs. But, you know, no regrets, no missing out. Meganesia has given me a donation. Good Lord, it's 100 ZAR. Apparently, our country's going up in smoke. Loved your old stuff, Danger. There's a Meganesia. I think you missed it, but there's a bit of a local meme around here where one bloke gave me a donation and he said something like, I can't remember it exactly, but it was words to the effect of, I love this channel. If you could change the format and the content, it would be better. And you've kind of just added to that. But, you know, that old stuff was 5 years ago. And I'm 5 years older. And 3 of those years I've been living in a different country. And thankfully, I've changed. Now, I'm not getting at what you're saying. You love that stuff. And that's a compliment. And I accept that. But change is essential. Change is necessary. And I'm spending more time writing now than I am, you know, I'm not really making videos. They take such a long time. And after I got shadow banned and all that nonsense, it's just like, it's hardly worth it. You know, it's all very well when you're starting and it's fresh and you're getting 100 new subscribers a day and then suddenly it goes and you're like, oh, am I really going to put 4 or 5 hours in when I should be working? And then if I don't do it when I'm working, I'm getting no sleep, which is what done me in when I was doing 2 streams a day. But thanks for the donation. Marzipan has a bag of Cambodia shrooms in the cupboard. Too old for all that, man. Good Lord. Chuck them out. Chuck them out. Oh, no. Koyana Scott. I've done exactly that. Philip Glass. Wonderful. 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 Thing about Koyana Scotsy is it set the aesthetic theme for advertising for 20 years. After Koyana Scotsy came out, nearly every advert on telly had some sort of pop minimalist soundtrack with people walking really fast through a public place. And it was like, oh, yeah, the director watched Koyana Scotsy as well then. And you know, in a 5 advert in a five advert break, you could expect it at least hinted at or a doff of the cap to in at least 2 of them. And I don't really think that was Mr. Glass's intentions. But my mum bought me Koyana Scotsy for Christmas once when I was about 17. That ain't bad for a mother, is it? To get your Koyana Scotsy. Oh no, I went to the Boozer and watched the final game. They've signed contracts, Gaffney. They signed contracts. They have to do what they're told. It's their jobs. And do you think one of those kneeling pricks, and I agree with you, they're kneeling pricks. You know, they've trained all their lives. They've dedicated their lives. They've sacrificed loads of things that the rest of us had and enjoyed to be a footballer. And they're gonna turn all that in just so they don't kneel. And do you really think one of those football players not kneeling is going to change anything? I mean, you know, it's Yep, done that one. Illuminatus, done that one. Done that. I've done that at about 3 in one day. I went down to the hello Moslab. Nice to see you. To see you, nice. Well, in the Denmark versus England game, there was a starting 11, as there always will be, and there were 3 substitutes. So that's 14 players. 12 of them were ethnic English. So, that's, come on. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I took on a lot of information the last couple of years, and then I started looking into it and thinking, why am I trusting these people? Some of them I do. Some of them have researched it and they've got the information, they can back it up. But other things, I hear other things and I look into it and it's not what I've been told by 3 or 4 different people in different streams. And I think someone said that because they're angry, understandably. And then someone's heard it and they've repeated it and they've repeated it and they've repeated it. And then repetition, it becomes real. And then people start chucking all these things about. And, Jimmy, I went and had a look at that link. It was just Muslim women saying they support England. It wasn't about the distribution of ethnic English, was it? But we cool, Jimmy. We cool. I took my missus to see the football. We found a nice, absolutely ramo bar, which is what I wanted her. She's a peasant girl. She's never seen anything like that. And I took her in there and, slightly overweight men, plenty of them. Not me, of course. Hardly any hair. Yeah, I'll have that. I'll claim that one. And pint glasses. Not me. I had a cocktail. Sex on the beach. $1. $1 for a sex on the beach. And they don't have optics. Nah, they're not going to screw their own people out of getting drunk. They just get the bottle and go dug, 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 dug. I was thinking, hang on, mate, you've just put about 5 vodkas in that. I only had 3 of them. I could barely walk. I'm not joking. I could barely walk. Anyway, so the game kicks off and my girlfriend's like, so what happens? I said, well, it's kind of 90 minutes of this. And she didn't look too happy. She'd had all her hair done and her nails done and she was all looking sexy and that. And there was a few other Cambodian girls in there with their English boyfriends. And then, of course, 2 minutes, bosh. And the place went fucking insane. And you've got to, I know it would have done in bars in England as well, but you've got to remember a lot of the people out here don't live here like me. And they're or they're living here to work. They're not here for other reasons, and they're craving, as I was actually, Englishness. And when it went mental, I just went mental. Done what I used to do up the Arsenal. Grabbed the nearest person to me, nearly falling over. It was only the pool table that kept us up. And I just fell out of that mad one, I see my missus and she was just going like, just what, she knew that a goal had been scored. She's not like completely blind to there's a sport on and something has happened, but that amount, the Khmer people are very reserved. But I found out that you can go and watch Phnom Penh FC. I don't think they're called FC. You can go and watch Phnom Penh local team at the stadium for nothing. You can support them for this doesn't cost anything to go and watch the games. So I might start supporting them just to have a local team and go and see some football at the weekends, which might be quite interesting. Although when I was in Thailand withdrawing once, I had one of the romances of my life with me, the girl that features in the novel. And she was sitting there with me because I was I'd just come out of the acute phase of the withdrawal and I could just about barely watch telly. and I'm getting her to translate for me, and they can't play very good. They're not great footballers. This is their Premier League, by the way. They're not very good. And then one bloke got a red card for poking another player in the eye. So, you know, they've gone up for the header. He's put his arm round the other geezer's neck and sort of thumbed him in the eye. That's a red card. It was a deliberate attempt to poke him in the eye. But then another player who had nothing to do with that incident got sent off. And I said to her, why is he being sent off? And she went, hang on, she was listening. She went, oh, because he was laughing at the other geezer getting sent off for poking him in the eye. Imagine getting sent off for laughing. Imagine being a pundit at the half time. And Luke Shaw there. Got quite an unfair. I'd say quite a light red there for the old laughing at a send-off. Hello, Pagan. Hello, Purnell. Zen Mavericks here. We've hit the 100 mark. Harry Hatchett owes me a huge apology. I doubt you do, Harry, but I'll read on. I reached out for help when I was in a bad place. You answered with a powerful email. However, I couldn't cope. I let myself and everyone else down, but I've come back stronger. Right, you don't owe me or anyone an apology. You've been through your process. You've sorted yourself out and you've come back stronger. No, you deserve an HH in the chat from everyone because you've obviously sorted out and overcome a problem. Can we have an HH in the chat for Hatchet Harry, who it would appear has sorted out something in his life? Well done, Harry. Hello, Mega Essex boy. Nice to see you. Yeah, you could do that. That'd be nice. Who's MC Jabingalalo? That's a new name on the firm. Are you an old scrub or have you just changed your name? Possibly Tech Roach. He's had like 6 accounts. Little Red's here. Hello. Nice to see you, Little Red. Yiz, we've already acknowledged, but always nice to see you. Well, what you'll get provinces playing provinces, which is nice because they're teams. They haven't got players from Brazil and God knows where. You know, they're local teams. That's why it'll be. You know, one of the things about I was a season ticket holder at the Arsenal, and it was just nice on a Saturday or the occasional Sunday to forget about work, to forget about all the stresses of life, jump on the bus, get up there, get my scarf on, you know, my Arsenal shirt. I met a bloke who had the seat next to me, and we're still good friends now. And he's in independent financial advice, and I tax him for a few free. Talked to him the other day. He had a little chat, and then he went, "Right, why have you really rung me?" I said, "Funny you should say that." Hello, little bullet. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Let me just check the entropy. No, we're all good. They're all StreamYards so far. Nice to see you, mate. Marzipan's just finished a brewski. Who's beautiful, Space Hopper? Who are we talking about? Hello, Packer. Yeah, British standard, isn't it? 2 sugars and milk. Although I dropped the sugar out years ago, but 2 sugars and milk. Milk in first. No, man, you've done the work. You've done the work, and just keep doing it. Gratitude is the one. Just gratitude. When you've just been through a process of change, a positive process of change, gratitude for what you've achieved is essential for it continuing. And I'd also suggest to you that you might be starting to, I don't know, I can't remember, because I get loads of people writing to me with drink problems, drug problems, relationship problems, and I'm happy for that. If I can help, I want to help. You know, we've cleaned up about 30 people or 30, 40 people on this channel. But it's very, very often after a period of substance abuse or family problems or mourning and deaths and that, it's very easy to feel kind of broken and full of regret. You've proven that you're strong because you've got through it. You know, the mind will tell you you're weak because you done that and you done that and you done that. Just like you wrote to me, I've got an apology to make. Oh, I feel all bad, but actually you've just gone through a period of positive change. You've just shown strength. You're probably at your strongest now than you have been in a long while. So seize that thought, because as I was talking to Rags earlier, positive thinking can be the difference between life and death. And I mean that. I absolutely mean that. Because negative thinking, self-pity, it can kill you. I've seen it kill people, because addiction can come from self-pity. You know, destructive behaviors can come out of self-pity. Negative consequences from the behaviors that self-pity can cause us to engage in can kill you. And so the difference between negative and positive thinking can be, isn't always, obviously. It depends on what's the word? You know, there's a scale there, obviously, SCALE. But you're in a position of strength at the moment. You've just proved yourself strong. So absolutely acknowledge that for yourself, and no one else. Oi! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Was it yesterday? Oh shit. Happy birthday, Chrissy. I've got a feeling it was yesterday though, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to say thank you to Arne Cup. What's going on here? That's a different. What's going on here? This is a different. Something's gone wrong here. But anyway, there you go. On my personal account, I have a few quid. Also, did you know there's a site called Substack? You can upload. Sorry, that was me. You can upload your own writing. Nice one, Carlson. I'll tell you what, I'll put the link to my Substack in the chat, just in case no one knows about it. I'll tell you what, I'm doing well. I've gone over 1,000 subscribers in like about 3 months. Lovely. Yeah, I think so. Oh, those were the days, weren't they? But they were, though. Good call, Jimmy. Oh, Carlson, I think I didn't actually thank you for the donation, and that isn't right. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Hello, Rise of the Right. Good to see you. Did I say hello to you, Space Opera Mark? Well, my mate got blown out by 2 hookers in the Ukraine. He went out there to buy a wife. A place called Lugansk on the Russian-Ukraine border. And even though he was buying them and he was minted and he give them thousands and thousands, he had like 7 lined up to go out for dinner with every night. And they'd have taken any of them. And every one he gave like a diamond necklace to. Next one had, these were the days when the iPods first come out. An iPod with like 10,000 tunes on it. And then he got home, waited for the phone call, got an email. In another world, we could be soulmates. But this time, I think it would ruin our friendship. What? Next night, almost the same words. You know, it's all a con. And on the last night, I said, mate, for fuck's sake, we've been out here 10 days and you come out here to buy a wife, at least get a fuck. Why don't we get some brass in? But the thing was, I pulled a bird out there. I only went out there to keep him company, but I managed to pull this lovely Ukrainian girl. I still talk to her today, lovely. And she lives in England. I went out for dinner with her a couple of times in Soho. Don't think her doctor husband would be too happy to hear about what happened then. But he hired these 2 hookers and they turned up and they said nah, and they left. I love him to death, though. I love the bloke to death. Yeah, you know, once I showed my missus how many spoonfuls of sugar were in a fizzy drink, she knocked them on the head. She'll buy a can, right? She'll buy a can, and then she'll pour it. When you get a can of cola out here or anything like that, you get a really big jug of ice with it, so that you can pour the whole can in and it's iced. And she'll only have like an inch off the top, and even I'll have a little swig because it's kind of nice. It's a little. It's nice. It's popular because it's nice, but the rest of it just gets thrown down the sink. Moz Lab's just finishing work, so we can go home and work. Yes, but it's that spirit that has got you the life you've got, which I admire. And that work at home is a different kettle of fish, isn't it? You know, you'll walk home and you'll have all those kids ignore you. You'll get home from another hard day's graft to put food in their mouths and clothes on their back, and they'll just run around not even noticing that you've walked in the door. And then you'll be out in your drive around grass cutter. Hello, my stepdad. Nice to see you. Yeah, without a doubt. It's like tea and coffee. You know, when I was spending a lot of time in Narcotics Anonymous, people who give up their illegal substance, they suddenly want to get really clean, like I did. I went to the gym, I stopped drinking tea and all that, but I didn't drink a lot of tea anyway. But some of them who drink like a latte or a cappuccino every day, they had physical withdrawals. You know, they're free sugars in it, and the coffee, having chronic cluster headaches, insomnia. This went on for weeks. Hello, what? No, I didn't. I missed that. I don't watch those videos anymore. People get beaten up all the time. I don't want to see them. I don't need to see them. It just depresses me. It's like watching snuff, isn't it? Well, no, likewise, Philip. I've got this idea for a short, but It's pure fiction, actually. Well, it's not. It's like I said earlier, it's autobiographical fiction. But it's not fully formed. But I thought I'd start some tonight. But I finished work at like midnight, and I started at 11 this morning. You don't need me to tell you that's a 13-hour shift. And I just thought, I'll get a migraine. I've been getting so many migraines doing a day's work and then writing. I think I'll leave the writing to the weekends or Thursday, Friday when I don't have to do as much work because there's not as much needs doing. But it's a nice little idea. It's a nice. If I can pull it off, it's a risk. It's a risk. But yours is obviously this is professional work. I mean, I haven't outed you yet. If you want me to tell people, I will. But if you want it kept under wraps, I'll also do that. No, I was only stereotyping a particular type. Nothing online. Ian, do you mean physical support, as in people coming to the house to help out with the old man, or do you mean like personal support for you? Yeah, I think I did. Actually. I think I've been there a couple of times. We're talking a long time ago, though, Michael. Okay. Do you want to try again? See you later, Brian. Take care, mate. You can give it another go. I really see that you want to. You know, you're a lovely bloke, and I just know that the getting shot of that nonsense would just brighten your life up. You know, what a life you've got out there. It's saddens me, and it saddens me because you know I know this. I know that life. I know it very well. It's dominated my entire adult life. Yeah, but you can try again. Try something different. Have you ever been to a rehab? They're fucking hard work and they're a pain in the arse. And out of the nearly 20 I went to, only one of them done me any good. But it fucking changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. Not just getting off the drugs, because I'm not NA clean. I've never claimed to be NA abstinent clean. You know, I just told you I had a few cocktails the other night and I could barely walk. But that acceptance and that gratitude, those two, and actually learning what they are and that they're active things. They're not passive. You don't just, oh, now I know, now I have gratitude. You actually have to perform it daily. You have to remember what you've got in your life and how bad some people have got it and be grateful for what you've got. And acceptance works around things that happen in your life that you don't want to happen. And rather than just letting them turn you into a ball of stress and misery, you accept them and you do what you can do about them, and you understand the difference between what you can do and what you can't do, and get on with it. And learning them changed my life. Even when I relapsed, my drug use after I relapsed was nothing like, I as a person was nothing like the drug user before I learned about them, because it had changed me. MC Jabingalo, I think I've said that wrong, said positive thinking got me syphilis. Well, you know, I think I've missed the super chat somewhere along the line. Let me see if I can find that. I've seen it, so we'll get there in a minute. Entropies. Barry Larry dropped $5 into Entropy. As promised, Entropies get screen time around here as well. Hang on a minute. Jimmy, I'm coming for that one as well. In fact, you might get it here I might do all three of them here, and then you'll save us a lot of hassle in a minute. Application window, Paint Shop Pro version 7. Come on, I pressed all the right buttons. What's going on? You bastard. That ain't what was meant to happen, was it? Let me get a shot of that. Right, there. Here we go. We'll start off with Barry Larry. He says, Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of researching the jewels. I think that means. There you go. Nice one, Barry Larry. Lil Bullet dropped a super chat that said, my dog Bullet has got a date down the park with a bitch. He's put a star in, but still wrote bitch, which is incredible, really. I might nick that. Down the park with a bitch on heat tomorrow. Going to see if he's up for doing the wild thing. You've got to watch that film about the doggo Argentino, El Perros or something it's called. We've been here before. And Jimmy from Philly Wiped, who's my new favourite speaker and storyteller and should be absolutely smashing it on YouTube if he got off his arse, just says for the grift. But I think we can have those actual super chats on the screen as well. Chrissy wants to thank everyone for the birthday treats. Willow's in the house. Hello, mate. Our pal was stabbed by a hooker, but she was my girlfriend. Yeah, I've had a couple of brass I was dating do me some damage. It's all part of the fun, though, isn't it? That's why you're there. And that ain't even a joke. It's why you're there. My first 5 long-term girlfriends were all mental. And the joke I used to say is that there's one common denominator there. They're all mental. But the truth is, it was me. I went out to unconsciously attract psychotic women. That was my type. That was my process. And it was only when I changed, I finally managed to find a woman who treated me well. Check this out. So I woke up Monday morning with an absolute screamer of an old man's hangover, as I think it was Illuminatus who said something, words to the effect of, any hangover when you're over 45 is an existential crisis. Some scrub said it. So I'm just not moving. I'm just staring at the wall, wondering when I'm going to die. My missus washed all my whites. Then she washed all my clothes of colour. Then she ordered us in duck and salad. So I had some nice food, really nice roast duck and salad. Then she went round to the bloke who's got a little motorbike workshop round the corner, got him to come round to my house because my ignition's fucked. I have to get my scooter up onto the stand and kickstart it, which is a pain in the ass. Got him to change the battery and pointed out to him that the back brake squeaks. So he put a new disc in, new battery, new disc, and to do the work, $10. So she fed me, done all my washing, tidied all the house up, and got my motorbike fixed. And I was just sitting there feeling sorry for myself. And I only have found that kind of woman because I changed. When I was the same arrogant, stupid little shit, I ended up with women who wanted those kind of blokes. And the women that want those kind of blokes are psychotic. No, likewise, I got very confused. I got very confused with Carlson's avatar. Didn't know what was going on. Yeah, I think I've seen it actually. It's a funny place. In Lugansk, you've got shops where you buy your wedding clothes, and then the shops where you get married next door to them. And there's women on street corners that you think are brass, but they're not. They are, but they're the long game brass. So you go up to them and say, "Do you want to get married?" And then they go to a cafe with you, find out what job you've got, see whether they like you, see if they can put up with you for a house in England and a few quid, and then you marry them the next day. Yeah, I had a literally a Lithuanian princess. I know they're not Polish, but those Eastern European women, they're very grateful because of what their families and their countries have been through. Yeah, sorry about the swearing, youngest. I'm sorry about the swearing. You're right to tell me off. I am trying to do it less, and you're right to tell me off. So good work. It's not mature. It's not there's a particular word. I'll come back to it, but to be a good person, you want to articulate yourself, and swearing doesn't articulate yourself. In fact, it does the opposite. It takes meaning out of what you're saying. It's not sophisticated. That's the word. And sophistication is attractive. Hello, Custard. The sugar cane they put in cocktails out here is put through a. It's a bit like moving Maggie's mangle. It's put through a mangle, so it's just the juice. But the gin and sugar cane cocktails they do, you just think, oh, this is nice. This is refreshing. 10 later, not so much. Now, I think I have gone up as far as I can. Hello, Mouse Cat. Nice to see you, son. Oh, we're getting some good numbers for on off the cuff belch. Right, let me try and sort this out so that I think I've got a couple of super chats lingering, but because of the way this works, if I go a little bit too fast, woof, and then I've missed them. I don't want to, because people donating money is a very kind thing. Hello, ipso facto. Hello, Paul 888. Nice to see the pair of you. Oh, I bet you do. I bet it's like Father Christmas every day when you get home. Are you making jokes, Nicola? That's how it should be. If you can get away with it and it's not your business, crack on. Well, I moved on to chamomile, and people who've been watching my channel for a few years will know that I had to move off of chamomile because it turned my teeth green. And green tea will do the same, Nicola. No jokes. And you've got lovely white teeth. I'm not joking, but I was a bit of a all day long. I'd have it all day long, then down Bar Italia for another one, and I'd be there for 3 hours, just another chamomile, and and yeah. One day, Fat Tony lives with Boy George. He said to me, he went, why is your teeth green? And then he went, probably that green muck you're drinking all day. And I thought, well, you're an insulting and rude bastard, but you've hit the nail on the head. And I had my teeth whitened, and I haven't touched any of it since. I have the occasional Lebanese mint tea because it's very nice. But as soon as I get home, because green teeth is not a look. Well, it is, but it's a very, very bad one. Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. I was thinking that myself. We got a nice crowd in. Scorey's turned up. Liam's turned up. Liam's knocked all the sugar on the head a while back, and he's now on low carb and doing very well. Absolute respect to you. I'm getting well, I told you in the last stream I was going to get a bench in, because with a bench and a bench and a bar, you can pretty much do all muscle groups. But I was just thinking tonight that I might just join a gym, because I actually like doing individual bicep curls. I don't necessarily want to be doing it all on a bar. And there's certain things that I like the pull downs for the triceps, and with a bar, I don't know. And with a gym, I get to go out and I'm always in the house, and so I'll get to go out, and they're cheap as shit around here. I'll just have to check out what the kit's like and have a look around. So I think I'll probably join a gym rather than getting a bench. But then it's fucking getting, I can do it here in my pants. If I do that, I've got to get. Well, I don't go to the gym in gym wear anyway. I used to go just in a t-shirt and a pair of 3/4 lengths. I was a proper jippo in the gym. You're all right, Jeff. Better late than never. I'm sure I've missed a couple of super chats, unless I'm just going so slowly. Well, White Swan, I put a link on my Telegram to the flash floods you're having. Flash floods in London? What? Hello, Wolfie. Well, there's a problem with that, Zen, because when I've gone to the dentist, and I said to her, because she told me to stop drinking so much tea because it was staining my teeth. I mean, they're pretty good now. I got them back. They're not bad for a man of my age and my habits. There's a few gold ones around the back. But she says stop drinking so much tea because it stains your teeth. And so that's when I moved on to the chamomile, which turned them green. And after that, I thought, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make some hot. I put some hot water in a mug, in one of those big ones, and a few slices of lemon. And I told my dentist that, and she said, "Fucking terrible." Oops, sorry, youngest. She said, slices of lemon is just acid. You're just bathing your teeth. She says, "How many of them are you having a day?" I said, "About 7. She said, "Oh, nice acid bath." She said, "What about water? Just drinking water?" And this was all years ago. And now I'll drink 2 of these a day. What's that? 1.5 litre? So about 3 litres a day of water. Sometimes 3 of them a day. Good for your skin, good for everything. Water is God. That's kind of reassuring, Ragnar, but every time I have one, I think I've got a brain hemorrhage. Don't worry about that. And I've always had them on the right side. I get the visuals on the right side, but the last one I got was the first time I had it on the left side. So thanks for making me not sleep for the next 5 months. And it turns out the woman that done my girlfriend's hair and nails has got COVID. And she's found out today. And she done my girlfriend's hair and nails on Sunday. And my girlfriend's gone back to the province, and there's newborns and there's toddlers there, and she cuddles and kisses them all, and they all eat together with their hands. Oh, there'll be no sleep till Brooklyn. Oh, good Lord. Can you elaborate on that, please, Mr. Labrador? Only because I don't understand it. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Lovely crowd in tonight. Regulars, couple of new faces. Just progress, not perfection, Ted. Ted, look, do this. Try this for me. Get a bit of paper, put a line down the middle and a little line across the top. Positives, negatives. What does drinking give you? Be honest to yourself. And it does give you confidence. You can put good things down. You don't have to go, oh, it gives me nothing. Confidence gets rid of boredom, allows you to relax. You put all those down, but then be honest about the negatives as well. The cost of it, the way it separates you from people, the way it alienates you from people who love you, the way it's slowly destroying your body, the way it will tend to progress. With addictions, they very rarely get lower and lower unless you're active. If you're passive about an addictive behavior, it tends to increase. So what you're drinking now, unless you do something about it, next year chances are it'll be more. It's a fucking horrible way to go, boozing. It's one of the worst, it really is. So, just do something like that. Just write a list of pros and cons and realize that that's your life. This isn't a random bit of paper that then you throw out the window. This is your life, and this is your responsibility to do something about it. And you've got a decent business that's going well in a situation that isn't. And this is, in a economic climate where a lot of businesses are suffering. You're a nice bloke. We take drugs and drink to medicate ourselves. So there's something going on. There's things inside going on. You don't feel at peace when you're not drinking, or you feel like you lack something. Or the classic, there's trauma there. There's chances are things happened in childhood. And that doesn't have to be fucking, excuse the language, sorry, youngest of Emma G. That doesn't have to be Fritzl situation. It could just be an emotionally absent parents. My mother was emotionally absent, because her parents were alcoholics. So's her two sisters that she brought up because her parents were too drunk. She never knew. No one taught her how to love a child. And that's why all those psychotic birds I ended up with were mysteriously emotionally unavailable. But you have to do something about these things. Now, I'm not suggesting any of that happened to you. I'm just giving you options that might spark something in you to understand why this is happening. I would advise you to read Jeffrey Sharla's book, Addiction is a Choice. Jeffrey Sharla we had on here. Bless him's got leukemia at the moment, going through chemo. I wrote to him the other day. I should send him another message. Mousecat had a bit too much during the football, but won't now for a month or so. Don't like hangovers. Yeah, 3 cocktails out here is 15 shots. Really. And good Lord. I was done yesterday. I had a day's work to do. I just said I can't do it. But still trying, and that's it. And it's a struggle. It's hard. It's not easy. Of course you are. But I was talking to an ex-girlfriend of mine today, and she said to me, look, I haven't said anything to you because I've been embarrassed, but I've been doing a bottle of wine a night for the last few months. I've just detoxed myself. And only a bottle of wine a night, she still had a withdrawal She still thought she had spiders crawling all over her and all that nonsense. It can get you very quickly. That sort of thing usually comes from people who are drinking 2 bottles of whiskey a day. Or Graham Chapman, Monty Python, was drinking 4 pints of gin a day. But if you haven't got a problem with booze, mouse, cat, you know, we're all allowed. We're all allowed to, you know, we live our lives and our bodies are there to live. It's all right to do a bit of damage to them occasionally, you know. No one, as Moslab said the other day and Jim Morrison said 40, 50 years ago, no one here gets out alive. And it's all right to do a bit of damage. You know, I'll eat too many cakes. I've got right into baking, and I'm eating too many cakes. Not one every night like I did once I discovered baking, but you know, and like having a few drinks the other night. But that's all right. But when you're doing it every day, you're doing it for a reason. And in your case, Nicola, it was probably you've got a high stress job. You come home from work, and there's something wrong. There's something that you're not at peace with yourself. You can't just enjoy being in that situation. And that's what needs looking at. Because if you don't look at that, once that baby's born, that's going to come back. And you're going to add to that a child to look after. Maybe the child will be the making of you. And I know a lot of people that's happened to as well. I know junkies who give up when they found out their missus was pregnant. People you'd thought never give up. I knew one bloke, he was a junkie, he had a kid. The kid got to about 7 and the missus said, I'm leaving you. You've been saying you're going to give up next month for 7 years. So she left him. About 4 years later, she came back to him and said, look, if you give up, you can move in with us and you can be his father and we'll give it another go. And he did. And if you knew this bloke, he was like a proper street junkie. The things I see him do for a hit, oh my days. Like rinsing out a crack pipe, sticking it in a 2 mil and putting it in his groin. God knows. Ooh. And he did. He just strapped himself to the bed and went through it. It can be done. Ah, you mean personal support. Ian, maybe there's some kind of online support thing, like they do those Zoom meetings. I know that NA and AA do that. I don't know if that's what you're looking for. I know that a lot of the 12-step meetings are doing online meetings. So maybe have a look into that. Just Google online meetings for whatever, whatever. Because I don't want to say this and get it wrong, but if I remember rightly, you relapsed recently and you nipped it in the bud. So maybe look for some of those online NA meetings. And, we all know that half of NA, if not 90% of it, is nonsense. But that fraternity, that community, even people you can't stand, they've been through what you're going through. And there's other people who've been through what you've been through. And you can talk to each other and you can support each other. And there's people who've been through all of it who can support all of you. And say, yeah, I've been where you are. And I changed it. I've done it. It can be done. And that's really powerful stuff. And it's really powerful in your situation where you've just lost it. Because you're probably flapping at the moment. And you want someone on the end of that phone when you're in trouble. So maybe have a look at that. I'm sorry I can't suggest much more. There's Bullets one. We had that. Look at bitch. Still spell it, but with an asterisk. Brilliant. Come on, man, you can do it. It's going to get harder the older you get. The older you get. And one day you might find you're puking up liters of blood. And I've seen that come out of the blue. And that's varices. And you ain't got a lot long left after that. What a loss that would be. We need people like you. Okay, sorry, mate. I get you now. No problems. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm finding I'm getting it. The problem is I'm working all day on a computer and anything between 8 and 13, 14 hours. And then I'm writing anything between 2,000 and 4,000 words. And as soon as I stop, I see that I suddenly realize I can't focus. Then I get those zigzags. And then I think, here we go. This happened last week. This happened the week before that. Edward Crowley has dropped a 10-bit into entropy and he's asked a question. And he says, I just see suicide as inevitable at this point. That makes me so sad to think about that, but also it takes a load off at the same time. Oh, that's your choice, Edward. It's your choice. I'm not going to, I've got no reason to convince you otherwise. But are you a man? Are you a warrior? Can you not get through life like billions of people do in situations I'd imagine are far worse than yours? If you want to cop out of it, there's not really much more I can add to that. I'll send you some in an email, Jimmy. Where's those other damn super chats? I just see them in the... Jimmy's back. I said I threw the baby on the floor. Kids in Harvard. I don't know what that's talking. I have no idea what that means. But I like it. Let me see on the entropy. I missed one from Carlson. He said, I was with an emo Punjabi girl once. They're great in bed, but the constant emotional abuse and gaslighting which goes on day to day isn't worth it. Oh, and Jimmy also said he got his pronoun pins from the doc's office. They, them, ze, her, lol. Jimmy, you are... I'm going to put these on the screen because I've missed a load of them. So, including super chats. So, bollocks! I can't get the screen big enough to get. Oh, yes, I can. Hang on, Edward. Yours is going to have to be on its own because I can't get them all on. But I've missed a couple of super chats, but we can see them on the entropy. So no worries, people. No worries. Then we go here, and then we go here. So Jimmy said, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, sorry. Emoji's youngest. You're letting her watch it, not me. Right. Jimmy from Philly Wipe said, X said I threw the baby on the floor. kids in Harvard. I think the Americans might get that, but that has gone woof over my head. Lil Bullet says, thanks for the 5 spot. Thanks for the 2 spot, Jimmy. Lil Bullet says, actually, statistics show people who swear are far more articulate than those who don't. So, no. You know, that's a minor pentatonic, that. No. You can make jazz with that. Carlson, who's made us all a little bit less confused, we've already read that one out. Well, if you like an emo Punjabi, just get a brass, and then you haven't got the constant emotional abuse and gaslighting, have you? You pay them to leave. And then Jimmy, as if to confuse us even more, said, I got my pronoun pins from the doc's office. They, them, zir, here. I have no idea. I think that's why I love him. I haven't got a Danny LaRue what that means. Pretty much everything he says. I don't know what it means. Yes, Nicholas, but it's encased, dare I say, caked in butter and sugar. So, you know, there's fruit in it, but caked in butter and sugar. So, you know, I think if you were going to have a fruit diet and it was lemon meringue pies, you are not going to get too long. You're not going to get on too long. Britty says 117 here today. I think I'll drink lots of water. Yeah, you need to be drinking. Everyone here needs to be drinking at least 3 liters a day. Doesn't matter the temperature. 3 liters of water a day, I promise you. Do you the world of good. What I find it's all about is having responsibilities, because responsibilities make the struggles worth it. But you know, I don't think suicide should be illegal. If you've lost, David Foster Wallace in the suicide letter said, imagine someone standing at the window of a burning building. Let's imagine 9/11. He's 13 floors up and there's fire behind him and his skin is starting to blister on his back and it's hot and it's hell. And it's not that he's any more or less scared of jumping than you or I would be, but it's preferable to what's coming behind him. But it's a terrible thing to do for the people who love you. And you should, you know, there's strength there. There's people who've been through horrific things and they found the strength to keep going and contribute to their society and their community and contribute to we're social animals. I'm not sure there is any meaning to life, but I do believe that there can be beautiful moments and horrific moments, but you take the rough with the smooth. But I've had so many beautiful moments in my life, things that have just been absolutely wonderful, beautiful, and it's been worth it for those moments. Even with all the bullshit I've put myself through, even with all the bullshit other people have put myself through. And I know, even if I only get another 20 years, there'll be beautiful moments in those 20 years. You know, I'm looking at starting a family. I never thought that had happened to me. It might not. I might be firing blanks, but it might happen. And the day I hold my newborn in my arms, shit, oops. I can't imagine it. I haven't, that's so far out there. I'm just so looking forward to that, and then have the responsibility of raising a child, making the struggles worth it. But mate, listen, Edward, my email is chris@chrisdangerfield.com. I'll say it again, chris@chrisdangerfield.com. If you want to email me, even if you just want to vent, even if you want to anything, I'm no expert on this on this side of things, but I will communicate with you, and a lot of the time that's half the battle. And that is open to anyone on this stream, and the old timers around here know that. If anyone needs to communicate with someone who might not be family or in their social group, I'm available and I will respond. Don't write me an essay though, because then I won't respond. But I'm available. And I only say don't write me an essay because it's not worth it. Just get to the point and we'll have a conversation. Nice to see you back, Baz. No, you can't be doing it. You can't have any addictions with children around. That's not fair on the kids at all. There's a foot and a half gap between you and them. But we all make mistakes. We're humans. I absolutely agree with you. Sugar, caffeine, alcohol, nicotine. You know what? It's no surprise that we're a nation of addicts. They've taken our communities from us. And we're, like I said, we're social. And what they've actually done is put us in little concrete suburban rabbit hutches. They've made us mum, dad, kids. It shouldn't be like that. It should be a community. Because then everyone's looking after everyone else's kids. Everyone's keeping an eye on everyone. Not in a fucking neighborhood watch or what are they doing over the road. But because they care about each other. And they can see when something's going wrong. And they can move in and they can offer support. Like Marzipan said, his sponsor's gone on a camping trip or something. He hasn't got a community that would be supporting him now, that would be round his house now talking to him. 4, 5, 6 people. And people inviting him round their house. People helping him out, looking after his old man. All those things that a community used to do. They've taken that from us, so we medicate ourselves. And we medicate ourselves on things that change the way we feel. Eating, shopping, drugs, sex, porn, gambling, anything that gets our chemicals going. Because it takes us away from ourselves. The problem is we're still there. And you have to start upping the ante all the time. Because when you started getting on that gambling site and putting 50p on an horse, then you thought, oh, this is quite good fun for an evening. And at the end of the night, you'd lost a £5. Well, that's nothing, is it? After about 5 weeks, that won't be doing it because that will now become normalized. So you'll need to up the risk. So then you'll be putting fivers on races. Then you'll get on the poker tables. And then one night you'll lose 500 quid. And then you'll think, I know, I'll win that back. I'll play again tomorrow night. And then suddenly you're 2 years down the line and you're skint and your wife has left you and you don't get any custody of your kids because you lost the fucking house. Sorry about the language, but this stuff really does me because it's so blatantly obvious in our society, and it's tucked under the carpet. Oh, heroin addicts. Heroin addicts are like, heroin hardly does you any damage because it's illegal. You have to spend a fortune for it certainly in Europe and that, because it comes from over this neck of the woods. You don't eat and you don't sleep and all that nonsense that goes with it, and you're sick, you're withdrawing every other day because you can't get any. But that is put up as, oh, look at addiction. But England is a country of everyday addiction. Not everyone, I'm being hyperbolic, but a high percentage of the country is self-medicating because they don't feel right. And why would you feel right if you're a social animal living in a little family unit? It's absurd. And it's only about, well, I'd say it's only like from the Second World War onwards they've done it, splitting us up into non-divisible units, splitting us up into consumers and producers. Communities cost corporations money because people don't need to buy things when they can all meet up at the weekend, when they can go around someone's house and have a barbecue. Nah, the more lonely you are, the more desperate you are, the more stressed you are of that little bed sit with the baby in the same room as you and your missus, and you're not having sex anymore because the baby's now a toddler and you can't afford to move out, and the neighbours are playing their drum and bass till 4 o'clock in the morning. And then you get the sack. Why wouldn't you be medicating yourselves? It's obvious. Hello, John. Carlson says there's AA Discord servers, and Marzipan, it doesn't matter whether it's NA or AA, it's all addiction. Maybe if there's AA Discord, there's probably NA Discord. And there is that as well. There is that. There you go. Rags has said that AA as well. He's agreed with it and he's been there. Yeah, why wouldn't they be? People who know what you're going through, what you've been through, where you might go, and what you can do if you can stop it. Thanks for the advert. Yeah, it's a fair point, Jimmy. But there's no money to be made in that. It costs corporations money. We don't live in a capitalist society. We live in a corporatist society. They don't want things that cost them. Absolutely. Step 2 of Narcotics Anonymous is to learn a nonsense about God and insanity. My sponsor said to me, I'll tell you what step 2 is. Ask for help. We've lost that ability. It seems somehow bad. It seems somehow like you failed. But again, we're social animals. We used to do this sort of stuff without thinking about it. If you've got problems, it could be build. When my old man built an extension on the back of our 2 Up 2 Down, I remember he had Les there, Robin there, Graham there, Joe Gardner there, all helping him build it. Didn't give them any money because we didn't have any. Didn't pay any of them. But that street, as I've gone on about many times on this channel, was a community. And he said, I'd like to build an extension. And they were all like, well, I can't do you 5 days a week, but I can come and help you at the weekends. Yes, it took a little bit longer, but they done it. They dug all the footings. I can't remember who the bricklayer was. I think that was Andy, actually. Done all that, built the extension. My dad asked them for help. They offered it. Don't get that much anymore. They want you to spend money. They want you to spend money on a company that does it. Now, that's not necessarily all bad. Expertise is important, but it's gone far too far. Far too far. Personally, I don't believe in naltrexone because as soon as you're off it, you'll just start drinking again. To stop your addictive nature, you've got to change the way the way you feel about yourself. You know, taking something that just blocks your particular substance, I think it's gonna make things worse because you're just gonna be gutted that it don't work. Just stop drinking. That's how you stop taking drugs, by stop taking them. Yes, with alcohol, you're going to need a bit of Librium, I think it is, and a few other things to stop you going through the DTs and shaking yourself to death. Benzos, you're going to need a bit of help with as well. You're going to need to taper down. Smack you can cold turkey. It's absolute hell. I've done it enough times, but it won't kill you. To stop taking drugs, you stop taking drugs. You don't take more. Read addiction is a choice. That's all you're doing. You're just choosing to take drugs because you don't feel right in yourself. You're all right, Sean. You know, with this new any time of day, any day of the week, I don't expect everyone to be checking their notifications. When it was regular times, people were making it, but I just can't fit that into my work schedule anymore, and it nearly killed me. And I know a lot of people got pissed off that I'd done it all of a sudden. Like, I'm gutted that Dawn hates me now. But what I should have done, I made a mistake. What I should have done when I noticed the effect it was having on my life, my relationship with my girlfriend and my work, I should have thought, right, this isn't right. Explain to the scrubs that you're going to slowly, over the next 3 weeks, you're going to slowly cut down the amount of streams you're doing, and then you're just going to do the odd few. That's what I should have done. But I made a mistake, and I thought I could keep going. I thought, no, it's just temporary. But people, I was wiped out. And that one day when I woke up and thought, right, 2 streams today, I just thought, I can't do it. I cannot do it. I thought, I'm not going to do it anymore for my own health and for my relationship with my missus and my job. And so I just had to say, look, this is the last stream. And then when I got a bit of strength back and I started getting a bit of sleep again, and I wasn't stressing so much about work because I wasn't missing loads of it for streaming, I thought, nah, just do a couple here and there when you can. We're not getting the 200 and 300 numbers we were before, but I'm 50 years old. I don't really care. It's nice to have you lot here. I know nearly all, or if not all, of the people in here, and it's good to see you. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning here. Jesus, I've done an hour and a half. I'm gonna have to go in a minute. Sorry, people. Well, there you go. And that's why I appreciate that some of you are still here. But, I love Dawn. I made good friends with her. I was really looking forward to my trip out to Australia and going and seeing her and meeting Master Ben and all that. And I just thought I put a lot of work in, and I don't like talking about people who ain't here anyway. So, Yeah, that's a bizarre one. I'm hearing a lot about that. I will just say though, I have had a couple of mates come back to me. A couple of my good mates. We're talking again. James is still lurking. Look at that. Hello, Johnny. Yep, he's over there resting. Fed him this morning. He should be all right. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Some classics there. Well, that's a nice thing to say, Mark. Yeah, but see, this is one of my defects. This is one of my character defects. I'll thrash something to the edge of survival before I turn it in. I made a mistake. Apologies. But 5 years and 2 years of that, nearly 2 years of that streaming twice a day, I think I've put a lot of work in. See you later, Custard. Nah, I can't do that without an invite. Exactly that, says Who. Nice to see you as well, mate. I didn't know you were here. It was before all that though, Wolfie. It was before all that. Oh, Jess. Bless you, girl. Rusky. No, but it could have been handled better. It could have been handled better. And on that note, I think we'll have. Let me just check my entropies. I don't want to miss anyone out. Edward, if you're still watching, don't forget Chris at chrisdangerfield.com. Howard Long also made a donation. Sorry, Howard, if you're still watching. It's coming Rome. It's coming Rome. Yeah, good one. I haven't heard that one. Obviously, after I left the bar, I haven't heard football mentioned once in Cambodia. So I've missed a fair amount of them. Nice one, Albert. All right, son. Thanks for the donation. Great book, terrible movie. Right, let's see. Let's get a Mumford tune up. I'll just pick a random one. I can't play the old one. I'll put my Substack link in. It's in the description of the video. But if you haven't subbed, do sub. Even if you don't read the stories, it really does help me. But you might as well read the stories because they're amazing. I'm a fantastic writer. Oh, someone has actually subscribed. Oh, my Face ID isn't working. Yes, we have a subscriber. How lovely. That was earlier. Thank you, Albert. Good comment. Great book. Terrible movie. Okay, Ragnar, I'll give you that. We can find that. The old Dangerfield classic. Oh, hang on. Why can't I find it? Hang on a minute. Well, it would appear that they've got rid of it. The graphic is still there. What the hell? I know you enjoy watching me fail miserably, so good Lord, why can't I find that? Oh, because it's not called StreamYard, it's SoundCloud. Right, what is that? Right, hang on a minute. So this is one of the, for those of you who don't know, this is one of the songs I wrote when we had our recording, publishing and management contract, and Alex James from Blur was going to produce it, and it was all going well. And then the vocalist and songwriter decided to smoke crack all day instead, which didn't turn out too good. Mosaic Labrador, who you wouldn't expect to be reading my kind of stories, reads them and leaves messages and seems to enjoy them, has just said, the stories are great, but as the period button for UK listeners, that's the full stop button been removed from your computer. One sentence was 120 words long. Well, I'm a Thomas Pynchon and a Foster Wallace fan who do 2 or 3 page long sentences. And as I said the other week, when someone asked David Foster Wallace, he questioned his 3 page sentences, and David Foster Wallace said, yes, but they're grammatically perfect. I'd just like to point out that my 120 word sentences are grammatically imperfect. This needed saying. Jess is pulling on a classic local meme. The stories are great, but can you change the format and the theme? I love that meme, but it doesn't make me feel good for newcomers. Our pal, yeah, I'm a fan of the Oxford comma. I believe in it. It works. I use them all the time. I also use the semicolon, which is frowned upon, but it's half a colon, which occasionally is what I need. Anyway, let's get this outro. Give you a couple of minutes to give me some money. I need to get the grift on. How many dislikes have we got, people? I need to know how many haters are watching. I know. Thank you, Jess, for loving the stories. Only 5? Well. Thank you, Chrissy. I would have liked to farten on my 50th. All right, here, I'll do it for you. Chris is given free Bond on her birthday. On her birthday. Farten birthday day. How was that? Was that all right? Moslab says, I've done what you asked. I've read them and commented. Therefore, I am entitled to my very minor criticism. Mate, you watched the movie that I suggested and hated it. You've read my stories. You have read them as well because you've commented on them, and what you've said has made sense. And I'm up for criticism as well, because I want my work to be better. And if like 30 people said the sentences are too long and don't make sense, I'd look into that. But I do write long sentences deliberately because I want it there. You know, there's a. I've got to go to bed, but there is something that long sentences does to the reader, and it's intentional. You know, I know that I can break that sentence up into 4 or 5 shorter sentences, but I don't want to. I know. Thank you, Chrissy. It was especially for you. Moslab, try Riders of Justice. Danish film. I think you'll like it. Riders of Justice. It's a Danish film. It's brilliant. Has anyone in the chat, any scrubs seen Riders of Justice? Thank you, Jimmy. Got $2,000 farted on your last story and the phone died. Got $2,000 farted on your last story. It's just cryptic nonsense. I love it. But I don't know how to reply to it. Got $2,000 farted on your last story and my phone died. The fuck does it mean? Thank you, Jimmy. My new favourite person. Second to Moslab, of course. Yeah, because people started getting a bit stupid, didn't they? Albert says the sentences are too long and don't make sense. Yes, but it doesn't matter because it's not a dialogue run movie. I think you'll like it. Honestly, it's nothing like The Artist and the Thief. Nothing like it. It's a violent revenge movie, and it's also comedy. It's very good. He's a very well-known director. He's made many films. It's brilliant. No one's seen it. Riders of Justice. It's on Pirate Bay. I obviously paid to watch it. But honestly, Moslab, I think you'll love it. I think you'll really find it. Oh, hey, look who's just turned up at the crack of dawn. Oh, of course you're top 5. I didn't know you were here. I can barely talk. The old nodules. I've been going 2 hours nearly. Good Lord. I've got to go to bed, people. It's 4 o'clock. I've got to do some crazy work tomorrow. Oh, you lovely bastard. That's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. And it means a lot to me that you read a Moslab. You know, I've had a weird history. Like that bloke whose funeral I took, that he was like he was a proper gangster. And mine and his friendship was a friendship that should never have been. Because I'm like I am and he was like he was, and we were so different, but we really got on. And everyone in Dartford thought it was the weirdest thing. And I haven't met you in person, and I'm not saying it's the same as that. But because what little I do know about you, well, it's not that little actually. I get a little bit of that from you and me. And I know I'm not going to swear because of Emma G's youngest, but I know that you're a very busy man, and to sit and read a 4,000 or 5,000 word story, you've got better things to be doing. And so that means a lot to me. So thank you very much. And obviously the grift is great. Thank you, Rags. And Rags, have a look at what I told you earlier when we were talking on Telegram. I don't buy hippie bullshit, and I got a lot out of that stuff we were talking about. I'm not airing your dirty laundry in public, but I do really advise it. A Confederacy of Dunces is a fantastic book, an absolute dream to read. Yeah, just do it. Get that book now. Order it on Amazon. You'll get a second-hand copy for £2. It's fantastic. Thank you. I don't know if I thanked Moslab. I thank you, Alan, for the donation. I didn't know you were here. I'm just about to wrap up. Thank you, Rags. Oh, Alan, I've done an hour and 50 minutes. It's 4 a.m. I've got to shoot. But my girlfriend's going to be away for a while, so I might do a stream tomorrow. I might do one or the day after, perhaps. I'm trying to stop swearing. You don't. No one ever needs to apologise for not donating money. No one ever. No one ever does. It's enough. Nice one, Rags. Hello, Shell. Keeping your eyes on that free trade. Don't look at it every day. Once a week at max. Nice one, Alan. Appreciated. Good to see you, though, mate. Hope you're doing all right. Right, so we are leaving with a track from my past. I recorded this when I was 26. We had it all. We had the publishing, the management, the bass player from Blurb was going to produce the album. But that crack and half moreish. Moslab leaves us with this. Have a great week, Scrubs. Take a minute to call a friend you haven't spoken to in a while and let them know they're on your mind. Does wonders for the soul. I've done exactly that with Rags today, and I've done it with an old mate yesterday. It changes lives. You can make someone's day with that. You can make someone's week. That's a great bit of advice. Understood, Shell Bobs. Understood. But that's life as well. Right, here we go. This is my old song that I recorded that people seem to like most. They've always liked this one. This was going to be the single. Here we go. I will be putting your things on the screen. You're going to have to tell me whether you've got the audio, and if you haven't, I'll go through the mic, but don't lie because it ruins it for everyone. Let me know you've got audio, yeah? It should have started by now, so have you got audio? We're going to have to go straight through the microphone then, but that's not a problem. I'll just have to be quiet, and you're going to have the sound of rain in the background. That's a shame that doesn't work. No problem. Let me just whack it up a bit here. There must be a way around that. All right, anyway, we'll just do it like this. See you later, people. I've got to shut up now. I'm stupid, I'm lazy, but in the discotheque I still look crazy. Love me, baby, I only tell lies, cause the truth escapes. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get the blues. Yes, I'm singing. I'm naked, I'm fading, but in the right light I still look vaguely human. Happy, it won't be long before we cave in. Summertime, we
can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get rabbit. You can get rabbit. Heroin addiction in summer slide. I need you, love me, and I'll feel the same again tonight. Summertime, we can get new shoes. I'll have brown and you can get that.
Been a wonderful stream, people. I can barely talk. I've got to go to bed. I love you all. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you the next day. Take care and do what Moslab said. Give someone a call. Take care, people.